Hello, superstar. Welcome to lesson 4, improving your personal brand. Change is an unending part of life. In the last lesson, you learned about how to create your personal career mission statement. Take your personal career mission statement as the egg. That is the seed. That is the beginning of everything that you're going to do when it comes to unleashing an exponential growth in your career. Unfortunately, many people don't even get to the stage of getting their seed, which is their personal career mission statement. So, on this note, let me say a big congratulations to you. You know what you want to do, you know who you are, you know what you have, and you've made a decision. Your decision doesn't mean that other things cannot work for you. It just means that this is what you are focusing on for the now, and you will stay on it and succeed in it before you move on to something else. Now, just like eggs in normal human life, eggs would always have to evolve into something else. In the case of a butterfly, the egg will turn into the caterpillar. And from the caterpillar, you would have the pupae. And after the pupae, you have the full-fledged butterfly. You also, once you've decided on what your personal career mission statement is, you have to evolve. And what comes, or how do people evolve? How does this evolution come in your career? It starts from the 4 hours of what I call the mind evolution. The first one is reflection, a time of self discovery, which you have already done. You have looked inwards, you have discovered your core values, you have discovered your mission, the things available that you can do, the ways you can express your core values, and you have decided this is what I want to do. Afterwards, you need to provide a response to what you've discovered about yourself. It's not just enough to go through this training. The next step is now that I know that these are my core values and these are the things I want to do, how am I going to begin to develop myself into the best possible version of this thing I have discovered? The next is building your relationships. Many people get into the personal development phase where they begin to load themselves with information. However, it can never be complete until you begin to build your network. I'm sure you've heard of the term, your network. Your network is your net worth. The next thing is then you begin to see results. If you don't give up, if you continue to do these things consistently without wavering, you will not give up. Now, there are different levels of investment you need to make so that you can evolve from the egg form into the full-fledged version of who you're supposed to be. And the first investment will be the mind investment. You start by reading books. Books take you into the worlds of people who have walked this journey. And by leveraging on the wisdom that they have put together in their resources, you shorten the amount of time you spend learning. They say it's good to learn by experience because you never forget. However, how many years do you have to learn by experience? Many of us will probably not live more than 100 years. If you wanted to learn everything by experience, it means that you will not go far. It's time for you to delve into the books of the successful. As a rule of thumb, you need to read every day, at least a chapter of a book. It is rumored that successful people read between 50 to 60 books a year. So a chapter of a book a week or a day would probably lead you to reading about just 12 books in a year. And I'm saying this so you understand that I'm not asking for too much. Invest in personal development books. Invest in books that have to do with leadership, personal development, like time management, critical thinking. Invest in money books, books that teach you about money. And then invest in books about your faith. Finally, invest in books that have to do with the career mission you have chosen. So every month, try a mix of all of these books so that you're enriching your mind and you're growing the way you're supposed to grow. That will give you a balanced diet. The next investment is in professional certifications in the field you have chosen. The importance of making this decision, having a personal career mission statement, is so that you have a direction, a compass of where your life is going. So no longer are you taking certifications here and there just haphazardly. Now you can focus. You can focus and take a particular certification in your field. Find out the certifications that people take both locally and globally and begin to make a plan on how to get each of these certifications. Never let money stop you. Start from small and then begin to save up until you're able to get the best of the best. Attend trainings and certifications, trainings and conferences around you. Ensure that when events are happening, find out about events that are happening around you that have to do with either your personal development, that allow you to network, or that have to do with your career development. Don't be the hermit. Go out, network with people, meet with people. It's always an amazing and mind-blowing experience. Volunteer experience is also very important in training your mind. You might not have access to what you want exactly at the moment, but by going to organizations that already offer the kind of skills you want to develop, you are able to develop skills and gain experience towards the future that you desire. Finally, make it a habit of visiting places. Travel to the next city, travel across town, travel across countries, travel across continents. It broadens your mind. Meeting people from different places broadens your mind. Experiencing the way of life of other people, there's something it does to you, that it does to your mind. It helps you to think globally. And before you know it, you sound more intelligent in your conversations. You begin to sound more intelligent and more confident in your interviews. The next set of investments to make will be in your appearance. Don't judge a book by its cover is a very popular saying. However, we all know that most books are judged by their covers. So now that you have something really good on the inside, it's time to begin to express what is going on the inside of you, on the outside of you. Now, in this appearance, you begin to see the effect on your CV and cover letter. We know you're now all shades of awesome. Let your personal career mission statement go on. Let it be reflected very deeply in your cover letter, in your CV, in your cover letter. Let it be there. Your professional summary in your CV is basically your career mission statement. Of course, you might want to insert one or two other achievements so that people know the kind of person you are and it makes your CV more desirable. But putting your personal career mission statement, it gives people the idea that you know what you are doing. This person is aware, and most companies are looking for people that are self-aware. The next investment when it comes to appearance is in your social profiles. So whether you're present on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, wherever it is that you are, it's time to step up. It's time to step up because the way people see you is the way that you are dressed. It is the way they're going to offer opportunities to you. If you look very local, you don't pay attention to your dressing, you don't pay attention to the way you write, you don't pay attention to the kind of post you put out, you are not coherent, then nobody would really want to give you the kind of opportunities that you want. If you want international opportunities, appear international every single time you step out on your social profiles. What does your profile picture look like? What do your posts tell about you? What does your summary, your bio, all those things, what do they say about you? What does your headline read? All of those things are things that you need to begin to work on. Looking for you on this course. In the next week, we're going to treat what your CV and cover letters should look like. And we're also going to treat later on what your LinkedIn or any social profile that you are going on should look like. The next thing you want to invest when it comes to appearance is your job search portals. So just like your social profiles, you need to update your job search portals with the most current CV, cover letter, bio information about yourself. You need to invest in your dressing. Never dress like your present. Always dress like your future. Dress like where you're going to. Because birds of the same feathers, they flock together. They attract themselves. So if you begin to dress like your next level, for example, if you wanted a promotion at work, start dressing like that boss. Start dressing like somebody that is working in that role. You're sending signals into the atmosphere, into the minds of people that you're ready to step up. But when you dress shabbily, when you dress like your regular level, then it's not time for a change. That is what you're saying to the universe. So dress well. And finally, begin to observe basic etiquette. Begin to observe the etiquette. The way a manager behaves is not the way a junior staff behaves. The time a manager closes is not the time a junior staff closes. The level of responsibility that a manager takes is not the level of responsibility that a junior level staff takes. When it's time for you to move on, what you need to do is to take on the etiquette of the position that you want to get into. If you've been working for a local organization, there's certain etiquettes in international organizations that you must learn over time, and you must begin to inculcate it. What kind of language do they speak? What do they not say? These are things that you need to begin to observe and then you begin to do. The next set of investment is in relationships. There are 3 key levels of relationships that you must invest in if you want to go far in your career. The first one, which I think is the biggest and most important, sometimes the most challenging to cultivate, is a relationship with a mentor. Before I go ahead, let me make a very deep disparity or a very glaring disparity between a mentor and a role model. A role model is someone that you like. It's somebody that looks like someone you want to become like. However, you do not have that one-on-one access with the person. That person is a role model. The person doesn't necessarily know you, probably a public figure. It might not even be a public figure, but so far the person does not know you. The person remains just a role model. Whereas a mentor is more of a one-to-one relationship. There is a commitment from you to learn from the person, and the person has made a commitment to mentor you, to teach you, to guide you as you progress in your career. A mentor is someone who knows you. Now, in choosing a mentor, there's something very important. I know a lot of people select mentors based on who they like in their worlds. Your mentor has to be someone who is already succeeding in exactly what you want to do. So a mentor, if you're a customer service professional, for example, your mentor cannot be a lawyer. Even though the lawyer is successful and you like their work ethics, that person is not your mentor. That person is not your mentor. Your mentor has to be somebody in your field that can provide guidance for you and show you the way because they have walked the path. So if you're getting mentored by a lawyer, get ready for a legal job, right? You might not find somebody that's done 100% of what you want to do, but largely between 70 to 100% is what you should look for. That person should have the kind of experiences that you desire. And the advantage of having a mentor is that your mentor is exposed to the knowledge that you need. Your mentor has made mistakes that you would never have to make because of the knowledge they have. And your mentor also has a network. The kind of jobs that you are looking for right now, people are offering them to your mentor. So she's able to say, you know what, why not apply for this? The relationship between you and your mentor is something that I call sacred. I think that when it comes to mentorship, it's a relationship that you should be grateful to have. It's a beautiful relationship. It's not very easy to find a mentor. And I always advise people, when you're looking for mentorship, always look near and far. Always look near and far. Look near first. Look at people within your cycles. Ask around, ask your friends, ask your family. Do you know anybody who is doing exactly what I want to do? Let them know exactly what you want to do. Always look near first. A lot of people have the habit of trying to find a mentor from afar. And my guess for many people is because they don't want that level of vulnerability with somebody, which is quite understandable. However, that kind of vulnerability is what changes you and helps you to develop character very quickly. Many of us don't want to be questioned, about our weaknesses. We like to, the world has evolved to a place where everybody is encouraged to pet their vices, and that is why many people are not growing. But a mentor will begin to bring out some of those things. Once you get that close relationship, the person is able to tell you, you need to change this, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. Now, because it's not quite easy to get a mentor or to get the commitment of somebody, there is a certain approach that you need to take to be able to get a mentor. The first thing is finding the person. Like I said, look near first before you go far. You can find mentors around you. Look into in your organization. Your mentor is not going to be 100% perfect anyways. So far, they are living the life that you want to live and you like their basic values. It's totally okay to go with them. Just make sure the person is about 3 to 5 years ahead of you. And then approach the person and tell the person, these are my dreams. I've seen what you're doing. I can see that they align with what you're already doing. Can you guide me? Now, the person might not immediately commit to you, and it's understandable because it's taking them a while to get there, and they have lots of responsibilities too. However, be persistent. Now, persistence is not just being annoying. Instead, stay with them, look for possible ways you can serve. As your mentor, written a book, buy the book, read it, do a review, post it publicly. Does your mentor post regularly on LinkedIn? Begin to comment on the post meaningfully. Make sure you're there. Show the person a level of commitment, and eventually the person will reciprocate that kind of commitment. Does your mentor have an event he or she plans? Volunteer to support. Be there. Ensure that you give your best. And before you know it, you will get the opportunity to get mentored. The next thing about a mentor is once your mentor gives you an instruction, just do it. Find a way to get it done. Find a way to, don't come back if you've not observed the first instruction that was given to you. Always come back with a feedback of the last instruction that was given to you. I'll end my talk on mentorship from here. I really hope you have a clearer understanding of who a mentor should be and where you can get a mentor. The next relationship to invest in is a relationship with your contemporaries. These are people, your mates, people around you. You have the same job titles, might be in the organization, might be in other organizations. They might also be on social media. However, the fact that you bear the same job title with somebody does not mean you are headed towards the same direction. So when I say cultivate a relationship with your contemporaries, I'm talking about people that are as ambitious as you are. I'm talking about people that share similar goals, that share similar goals with you. I'm talking about people that are as hungry for career success as you are. Because if you pitch your tent with people that are not as determined that you are, they will draw you back. The next relationship you want to build is a relationship with your subordinates. You can't just put in all this information, all this energy into yourself. You also have to be a blessing to somebody. And this is where your subordinates come in. When you begin to teach and transfer knowledge to people, what happens is that a gap is being created that you are forced to fill. You find yourself getting more information because your subordinate is catching up with you. You find yourself naturally trying to do more. So it's important you find that one person or two people or three or four or five that you are also pouring out your knowledge, your experience into, because that relationship will also push you upwards. And finally, is your relationship with a coach. While a relationship with a coach might not be essential, it is quite important. A coach is just somebody who is success oriented and helps other people to achieve their goals. So a relationship with a coach is to reinforce what you have with your mentor, your contemporaries, and your subordinates. A coach will help you put your plan together and ensure that they follow up with you to do everything that needs to be done in good time. So these are 3 key relationships that need to be built if you want to really grow very fast when it comes to your career success. Finally, your job will not make you rich. It is not your job that makes you rich. It is not your job that gives you fulfillment. So as an employee, and this is a mistake that many employees make, it's time for you to begin to invest in your future, irrespective of where you're starting from. Invest in financial management. No matter how much you earn, if you are not disciplined with money, if you've not learned the basics of dealing with money, you are never going to be rich. You will never be able to build wealth. So invest in learning financial management. I already talked about books, but over time, you'd also need to begin to learn the nuances of financial management. You need to understand your money blueprint. You need to understand how money works. You need to understand relationship with money. You need to understand savings, investment. You need to understand money tools that will make you rich. The next thing is to find a devotion. Many people put everything they have into their work, such that if anything shakes on the work front, it affects their entire lives. We've had people commit suicide because they failed an examination or something happened at work, or maybe they were let go at work. Find a devotion, find something else that makes you happy apart from your work. Invest in your relationships. It could be with family, it could be with friends, it could be whatever it is that makes you happy. The people that make you happy, make sure you put healthy relationship, you build healthy relationship with people around you. Remember people's birthdays. Go all out for people. Celebrate your family. Send out messages on Mother's Day, Father's Day, those kind of things. Celebrate people. These are things that enrich your life. Don't expect your work to bring you all the fulfillment that you want. Finally, invest in fun. Travel. Put aside a portion of your income monthly to blow on yourself. These things make you happy. It could be small. It could be as little as buying yourself some pearls or some shoes or taking yourself out for a treat. Whatever it is, make sure that from time to time you invest in fun. These are things that rejuvenate you and make you happy on the job. Your activity for this lesson. First, you make a list of people you admire in your field, online and offline, that you can approach for mentorship. Find out major professional certifications in your field and how to get them. Create a daily, weekly, and monthly reading schedule for yourself. Find out how people on your desired role dress and begin to dress the part. Now, the next steps for this week, to complete your activities this week. For the final day of the week, you need to complete all your worksheets for the week. And then on the final worksheet or the worksheet for today's lesson, you will find a link where you can book a one-on-one with a career coach. Ensure that you send your worksheets ahead of time and then you book your one-on-one over the weekend with the coach so that you can move forward. I hope you've enjoyed the first week of your training.